You are watching the Wheel Talk podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside the Headset as a part of the Wheel Talk podcast. I am Ron Luce, color commentator of your Quad City Steam Wheelers, and I am joined by none other than the baritones, the voice of ex-USD Field and Vibrant Arena at the Mark, Mr. Kasey Keller. Kasey, we got a full show. We're back. Hold on. I can hear Jim Mora in the 90s. Playoffs. It's playoff week. Playoffs. We're back for playoff week. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so excited. Just you saying playoffs. Goosebumps already, man.
It's gonna be unbelievable. I don't think I've fully convinced myself of what Saturday is gonna feel like yet. And I'm sure the players and coaches probably feel the same way. Obviously a lot of these guys have been with the Wheelers over the last few years, have played in playoff games, right? Obviously this team did make the postseason a year ago, certainly made the run in 2022, but it hasn't been at home. And it's going to be such a different atmosphere. And I think that's a great place for us to start here, Kasey, because we are coming back after a regular season loss, unfortunately, and a heck of a football game. I mean, if you were just wanting a close football game to end the regular season, Saturday accomplished that. 49-48, the final score against Tulsa. A last-second field goal was an opportunity. Unfortunately, was missed, and that was what resulted in the outcome. But I mean, you can't really fault Kyle Kaplan, right? I mean, 18 total points, 4 deuces in the game, a couple of field goals. He was phenomenal. The team fought hard. We got to see a little bit of Seth Morgan, something that we talked about right here on Inside the Headset, because about an hour before our game started on Saturday, the Jacksonville Sharks and Green Bay Blizzard kicked off in Jacksonville, Florida, and that went final right around the start of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And when it was all said and done, the Wheelers locked up the 1 seed no matter what happened in Saturday's game. So part of the probably the reason why DeQuan Neal sat, certainly probably part of the reason why other factors played into the game plan at that point in the time. But Kasey, I mean, it was kind of fun. I don't know if you noticed it. I certainly did. There was a little pop amongst certain parts of the fans in the arena as that game went final in Jacksonville, knowing that the Wheelers locked up the 1 seed. Were you kind of in that boat, and did you have a similar reaction and had to contain your excitement a little bit?
I was watching, highlight a little bit of a side screen off to the side, keeping up with the score like you guys were as well. And, once fourth quarter started, I was given the okay to make it official in the arena. Start of the fourth quarter, crowd was loving it. It pumped them up. They knew that we locked in the 1 seed. The rest is just history.
Indeed, it is. Can we talk really quick, though, about maybe one of the most bizarre plays I've ever seen in a football game that transpired after that announcement? When, like, think about it. It's crazy enough that a young player like Seth Morgan gets into an IFL game, especially signed off the street in the middle of the season, playing behind a very good starting quarterback, obviously, in DeQuan Neal, a former league MVP, has had a phenomenal 2025 season at the helm for the Wheelers. And his first career pass is Jordan Vesey getting destroyed on a pass interference, the ball bouncing off of Vesey's chest straight to Kevin Rudd, who runs it in for a touchdown. I mean, perhaps the most
Amazing.
off the wall play that you could imagine in the indoor game. Truly, truly incredible stuff. I think just a fun little tidbit of how that fourth quarter transpired with Seth Morgan
Yeah.
at the helm for the offense.
Yeah. Stud was at right place, right time. He was ready for it and just took it in. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, honestly.
I don't think I have either. I mean, are we like we're talking like is that similar to the catch in the 70s for the Steelers. Like that's what that feels like, right? Like the kind of the crazy bounce and you pick it up and you score a touchdown on it. I mean, very few times will you see that ever in your lifetime. So it's pretty cool to get to experience that live and in person. Speaking of Kyle Kaplan, your IFL Player of the Week for special teams, rightfully so.
Indeed.
Absolutely incredible, incredible game. Again, the field goal at the end. I know there's people out there that love to point to one specific play that determines a football game, which is not at all the case. But an absolutely fantastic game. You can make the argument, especially early in the game, with the amount of deuces that he hit and a couple of those field goals, was a big reason why the Wheelers had the lead that they did, especially with how well that Tulsa Oilers offense was playing behind Sam Castronova. So, huge congratulations to Kyle Kaplan and a well-deserved nod. I think Kasey, actually, fun fact, we could probably find it on the broadcast too. There's a clippable moment somewhere in there of Ron Luce informing Mr. Todd Tryon, if he was listening along with us, that we have his IFL Player of the Week for special teams in the Quad Cities, and sure enough, it came to fruition. So how about that? Pretty cool stuff when it's
Indeed.
all said and done. But again, despite the loss, the Wheelers still rack up the 1 seed. We're back. We're guaranteed at least one more of these shows, maybe two.
Yep.
And that's where all the fun truly begins. But Kasey, before we get into anything about the IFL playoffs, you had the honor and privilege to join the Quad City Steamwheeler season ticket holders on Monday night for the annual ticket party. Tell us a little bit about how cool that was. I mean, just seeing the turnout. You said it was an incredible turnout for the
Yeah.
event, especially on a Monday night. That's pretty cool. So the floor is yours, my friend. How was that?
It was a great turnout. Happy Joe's amongst we had nothing but cakes. We had I Dream cookies. I mean, the food was fantastic. The season ticket holders, they showed out. We heard from some of the captains, some of the other players. We heard from coaches. Everybody is dialed in and ready. This is, like we've said ad nauseum, this is 18 years in the making. Everybody's so excited. Coach and even Doug talked about it at the party. This team and this organization, along with season ticket holders, this is a family, and it really is. I've been involved in this organization since they came back, and it's unbelievable the family atmosphere that we have. I don't think I can say that any other organization in the IFL has it quite like we do. Uh, some of the players were mentioning how the fan club members, they show up every away game to give little uh, going to game baskets and food. They're there every time the guys come back. This really is a family atmosphere, and what better way to give back to the family, to the season ticket holders, than to bring championship playoff football back to the Quad Cities.
Well said, my friend. Well said. I will say, as I'll call myself a little bit of an outsider. I do not reside in the Quad Cities, as I think some people have learned, and commuting all the way from the Chicago area, being a part of this organization for 2 years, I have felt that feeling of the family and how much the fans care. Like there's something to be said about fan bases caring, right? A lot of fan bases care. A lot of fan bases do go that extra step to care about their team. Very rarely do you see fan bases though that step up and, as you mentioned, right, gift players, goodies as they're going on a road trip because they love this team and this organization and these guys so much. Or, show up and show out the way that they do to every single home game, especially the diehards that sit right on the boards from about the 25-yard line down toward the Wheelers bench in the corner, right? Like that group alone, every game, I know they're going to be there. You know what I mean? And I think the players know that too. And man, it goes such a long way. And, you know, you need to have great people in your organization to put a great product on the field, right? You need great coaches, you need great people in the front office, you need great support staff, and the Wheelers absolutely have all that. But you also need a great fan base to show up and show out and support the team in a way that allows this organization to, convince players like a Daquan Neal before this season to want to be a part of this, and convince some of these other guys around the league to come and join this family, as you said, right? And from the top down, I mean, every time you see Destiny, she's always saying hey, and it's not handshakes and high fives all the time. It's usually high fives and hugs, right? And that's just kind of the what I've just experienced in only 2 years being a part of the organization. And to your point, sir, I mean, you've been here since the restart of the Wheelers in back in 2018, and I mean, it's truly awesome, and it really feels like Saturday is a accumulation of a lot of years of support and care and love that now is being reflected in on-field success, and that's really cool to see. And again, I think something that makes the IFL so unique because so many of these markets crave professional sports, but might not have, the big four leagues in their city and things like that, right? It is a lot of, in the case of the Quad Cities, the Storm are a minor league hockey team, the Bandits are minor league baseball. Quad City, there's nothing minor league about it, right? Like it's the indoor football league. It just so happens to be a league that is supported by bigger leagues that are out there, which is really cool. So awesome stuff. Like you said, a huge shout out to Happy Joe's, Pepsi, and all the other incredible food vendors that you named. My mouth was watering when you were sharing all those. By the way, I hope you know
It
that.
was good stuff.
It sounds like it, man. And I'll tell you what, for those fans that are out there that are interested in potentially joining in those festivities next season, be sure to contact the front office if you're interested in becoming a season ticket holder, and they will happily take care of you and welcome you in to a part of the family if you are don't feel like you are one already by attending games. Casey, speaking of games, we got to turn our focus to the only game on Saturday. We are prime time IFL football on the IFL network. It is a
Prime time.
3:05 start as your Quad City Steamwheelers host the Jacksonville Sharks in the first Quad City hosted playoff game since 2007. Almost to the date, according to the great Redrick Terry. August 3rd, 2007 was the last time that it was hosted. It will be August 2nd, 2025. Pretty cool stuff to see. Again, only game on Saturday. So if you are an IFL fan and you're looking for IFL playoff football, you don't have a choice. You got to tune in with us on Saturday, and it's going to be awesome. And we highly recommend it. If you can't make it out to Vibrant Arena, we certainly appreciate those that tune in with myself and Redrick Terry over on the IFL Network. The rest of the games will be played on both Sunday and Monday. Sunday, at 3:05, it is Tulsa and Green Bay. That'll be up in Green Bay at the Resch Center. And then 7:05 Central Time on Sunday at the SAP Center. It is the Vegas Nighthawks traveling to the Bay Area Panthers. And then the final playoff game will be held on Monday, August 4th. That is a 9:05 Central Time start. It will be the San Diego Strike Force traveling to the Desert Diamond Arena in Arizona to take on the defending champion Arizona Rattlers. So that'll be an awesome game as well. Again, 4 great matchups across the league, but everything kicks off in the Quad Cities. Casey, on top of that, it's fun when we have laundry lists to read because that means there's a lot of cool stuff going on at Vibrant Arena on
Absolutely.
Saturday. In addition to that, the first 2,500 fans will receive a rally towel. I'm sure these things are going to be awesome. Highly recommend everybody getting there early. Those are sponsored by our friends over at Midwest Bath, who have been a great sponsor of this organization over the last few years. In addition to that, primetime drink specials for those that are of age to participate. $3 25-ounce Busch Lights. We don't do Bud Light in the Quad Cities. 24-ounce Coors Lights as well. Those are only available though at the lemonade stands and bars. So if you're looking for those at the food stands, don't go there for beer. Go there for food and food only, and other refreshments, of course. But if you're looking for those deals, that's where you'll find those. And then, of course, if you're sitting here and you're having FOMO and you're going, well, Ron, how do I attend on Saturday and be a part of the action? Well, have no fear. You can head over to steamwheelersfootball.com/tickets is where you can find that. Tickets start at just $10, and they work their way up in increments, either $18, $35, or $50, depending on where you want to sit in Vibrant Arena. But there are tons of great seats. No matter where you sit, you're going to have a great time. So highly recommend everybody gets out for that one. Breathe. Casey, in terms of the actual game on the field, because all this cool stuff happening off the field, what are you most excited about? Because this is a different Jacksonville Sharks team than we saw way back the first time they played earlier this season at Vibrant Arena. The last time out was in Jacksonville, more reminiscent of the current roster, and it was a very convincing Jacksonville Sharks win the last time these two teams saw each other. What do the Wheelers need to do on Saturday? What are you expecting, and what are you most looking forward to seeing as a part of the on-field product in this playoff game?
Well, the first thing that I think will definitely benefit us is it's at the wheelhouse. Wheeler Nation is going to show up, they're going to show out, and that's going to just pump our boys up. We traditionally always do very well at the wheelhouse. They're coming to our house, so that's the very first thing that I'm most looking forward to is to see all of these right here and the ones right behind me all full. We need that place rocking. It's been 18 years. We gotta get it going. And we've got a bunch of guys that are coming back. Got some guys that have been on the injury list a little bit, but word on the street is that they, might be coming back. So I'm excited to see what we put on the field. Like I said, when I went to the party, the guys are dialed in. They're pumped. They're ready to go. They're ready to run through walls for Coach Ross for sure.
And that's always key, right? Team chemistry, being ready for a moment like this. I mean, this is what you play the whole season for, right? Is for this
Yeah.
moment, is for that do or die atmosphere in the playoffs, especially when you have your own home crowd behind you. You're not going into a hostile environment. You're not going on the road and sleeping in an uncomfortable hotel bed. You are at your own place. And that makes such a difference when the games get tougher and the stakes are even higher. Yeah, to your point, Casey, I want to see the Tyson Party Cove nice and full. We get these seats over here nice and full. It's going to be an awesome game. It's a tough opponent. Tyler Huff is a weapon on the field, especially running the football. That ground game for the Sharks has been spectacular for them since they've kind of revamped their offense. But you can't forget about their receivers. Former friend of Quad City Steamwheelers, Karan Ashley, is having a phenomenal year for the Sharks. Had a big touchdown in that win over the Green Bay Blizzard just a week ago. So certainly they'll have to keep an eye on him. But I agree with you. Health is going to be an interesting factor because while we watch the Quad City Steamwheelers getting healthier coming into the playoffs, we watched the Jacksonville Sharks, despite a win to, help us out a little bit, lost some key pieces. Had three players leave the game with injury. We don't know what the status is of those players just yet. Two of those being starting offensive linemen, which is always big and key, especially this late in the season. It's hard to find good offensive linemen right off the street. So it'll be interesting to see how the health of both teams kind of affects the outcome and the dynamics of what's to happen. But you said it yourself. You saw these guys literally not even 24 hours ago, and to hear that everybody's dialed in and ready to roll is certainly encouraging. I think for the fans and of course for everybody in the organization. Right, that's what matters most. These guys got to go out there and get the job done. As always, doors are an hour early. Remember, there's a 3 o'clock start, people. So 2 o'clock is when you can expect the doors to open. 2:05 technically, if we're getting down to the 60-minute nitty and gritty. Which means a little McDonald's breakfast run, actually, I think, for Ron Luce on his way out to the Quad Cities for the first time this season. So I'd be lying I'm not if I said I wasn't excited for some daytime football, I'd be lying to you. I don't know about you, Casey, but it's going to be an absolute treat on Saturday to just I think from I think I encourage everybody in the organization, fans in attendance, right before kickoff, just take a deep breath and kind of just soak it in for a second because there's going to
Yeah.
be a buzz and it's going to be incredible to see. Just take it all in. It's going to be fun. This is when it matters most. This is what everybody plays for is a chance at a championship. And from now to Tucson, there's only 2 games in between getting down to Tucson. And both of them with wins have to go through the Quad Cities. And that's a key piece to all of this at the end of the day. Casey, anything else that we forgot or that you want to mention before we start to dismiss ourselves before Saturday's game?
Well, like you said, we got the beer specials going on. We got the rally towels for the first 2,500 people in the doors. Classical Graphics got beautiful playoff shirts. We got 2 different ones out there now. So if you haven't gotten those, get those. I'm gonna call for all the rally towels all over the arena. So get them ready. Get ready to be loud and proud. I know I will. Last game, it was gone.
Oh yeah.
This game, for sure, will be gone.
Yeah. I was gonna say last game your voice was very hoarse at the end of the night, and I expect probably twofold, threefold of that for this game. Yeah, the rally towers are going to be cool to see too, man. Just another cool little intricacy of the whole environment. Hey, if I can get my hands on one, I'll be rallying it for you too up there in the booth if I can get my hands on one when it's all said and done on Saturday. Casey, I'm right there with you. I'm stoked. At this point, it's just the countdown to Saturday. The boys are going to put in work at practice, of course, during the week. We're going to hang around and just kind of hype ourselves up. Not that we really need much hyping, but it's going to be an incredible atmosphere at Vibrant Arena at the Mark. Again, if you want to be there, steamwheelersfootball.com/tickets is where you can find more on that. And if you can't be there for some reason, please head over to the IFL Network and join myself and the great Redrick Terry, and we'll keep you guys going and informed over the course of the full 60 minutes. It is the Jacksonville Sharks paying a visit to the Quad City Steamwheelers to legitimately kick off the 2025 IFL Playoffs, the first game and the only game on Saturday. And it's going to be awesome at 3:05 p.m. Central Time. For myself, Ron Luce, from the great Kasey Keller, we will see you guys on Saturday. If you were at Vibrant Arena at the Mark, we will see each other on Saturday at Vibrant Arena at the Mark. But until then, we wish everybody well. We hope Meg feels better because she was unfortunately not able to hang out with any of our friends over at the Planet 93.9 studio this week again. So we wish her well. And from us here at Inside the Headset, let's go Wheelers. It's playoff time, baby.